Friday night, I have a Wagyu dry-aged steak resting. I was gonna open up a special wine, or a good wine, a better wine, a better cab. And then I said, I'm gonna do a comparison. So I have this wine here that's decanting, and then I'm gonna compare it to two other cabs. So 3 California cabs. So this is, and I talked about this recently, the Louis Martini's Monte Rosso vineyard. So it's not just their standard Louis Martini. This is about a $75 bottle. This is a 2014 out of Sonoma from the Monte Rosso vineyard, a very acclaimed vineyard out of Sonoma that makes some exceptional wine, and only a handful of producers are even allowed to make wine out of Monte Rosso. Of course, I can't read anything on the back, so maybe I will do a pause and come back. So it says nestled in the Mayacamas Mountains in Sonoma, red volcanic soil. So Monte Rosso, sort of that's where the name comes from, and I love this vineyard and I love this wine. I've had the 2013. I bought 2 2014s. And it does smell, it smells amazing and slightly different. There's like a, and this is in a positive way, an irony quality, mineral-y quality, probably from the red volcanic soil. It's got intense ripe cherry, like that is jumping out. It smells amazing. It really does. It has a, gosh, a chocolate cherry type of thing going. A dark chocolate cherry, maraschino cherry aroma. Combine that with the minerality, combine that with a little bit of an iron quality. So the other two wines, baseline, I went with the Obsidian Ridge 2019, and this wine needs to open up. I feel like this is a 2-hour decant. I just poured a little bit in my glass, so we'll see how it pairs up or matches up. There's a touch of, there's a volcanic minerally quality to this too. It's also a slight balsamic vinegar aroma. Something on the 2019 Obsidian Ridge cabs have a slight balsamic vinegar aroma. And this is more along the blacker fruit, that's super ripe red fruit, bordering black. This has got the black fruits, the blackberries and darker fruit. And more of a slightly vinegar, sweet vinegary, aged balsamic vinegary quality. That's 19. This is the 14. And then I used to always buy wines from Stag's Leap. I talked about it. I found a video. I was talking about the Fay Estate's one of my favorites from from Stag's Leap cellars, Stag's Leap wine cellars. But unfortunately, the Fay Estate is extremely expensive now. This used to be their affordable one. Now this has gone up very much in price, and I stopped buying it because of that. So I figured, pour a little of this. It's been a long time since I've had Artemis. I can't even remember the last time. I'd have to check the vino. The most muted on the nose. Again, it probably needs a decant. It is very young. It's an 18 and a 19 here. I liked Artemis. I always did. I just thought it was great at the $35 range, not at the now $60 range, $65. This also has a little bit of volatile acidity, which kind of has a balsamic vinegar quality. This actually is very similar to Obsidian. Obsidian has more coming out right now, and then this smells the most unique and sort of layered fruit, layered complexity. These I would call a little simpler comparatively to this, but not simple in any regard. These are great wines. Well, I know the Obsidian's a great wine, and we'll find out how much the Stag's Leap. I got this one for $50, I believe. And if you're going to be in that $50, $60 range, you better be better than Frog's Leap, and you better be better than Chapelet. And if you're not, then I'll just buy those. And others in that range, too. So what do I start with? I'm going to start with the Obsidian. Let's cleanse the palate. Start with the Obsidian. It's delicious. Big and bold, blackberry, cassis, You could definitely taste some of that minerality that I talked about. It's definitely the influence of volcanic soils are evident. Long finish. The tannins are pretty well integrated. It's got definitely more longevity. It's too young, but still great. Has a delicious factor to it. This wine decanted is amazing for 30 bucks. Amazing for 30 bucks. It really is. Hard to beat that cab out of California. It's not out of Napa, so it's Lake County, for 30 bucks. There's others. The Leviathan, I think, is more almost 30, but that wine's great. There's others too, I think. I gotta think about more, but anyway, that's not really talking about that. It's just as a comparison. I'm going to let all of these, well, the Louis Martin I'll be drinking with my dinner, and I got some in the decanter, so I'll be enjoying that over the course of the night. These I'm going to let sit longer, probably retaste them later. It's good. It is good. It's not good. It's a good wine. I truly believe it's selling itself on its reputation and its history. It's got a long history. The 1976 Judgment of Paris, the 1973 Stag's Leap, I think it was the Fay Estate that won the red category. Back then, white was a bigger deal than red. That's obviously shifted over time. But the Stag's Leap Wine Cellars Red, made by Warren Winarski, won the reds, where the whites were won by Chateau Montelena's Chardonnay, which was a 70... Gosh, I forget the years on those wines. 73, maybe this was a 72 red, I forget exactly. Regardless, the United States came in first on both the white and the red category against some of the famous Chardonnays and Bordeaux of the time. I think this one needs to open up more. It's good. The tannins are a little softer. This would probably age... This probably should be aged less than maybe the Obsidian, let's say, hypothetically, but most wines are drank within 8 hours of purchase. This has depth, it has length, it has good flavor. If anything, it's a touch. It's not a super long finish, it's more like a medium plus finish. Compared to this, let's say the Obsidian, it could be alcohol, but I don't think so. I think they're both 14.5. I'm going to let this open up more. It is very good. It is very good. I don't know what I remember it being, but it's very good. I could smell the steak. God, it's making me hungry. Oh, wow, this looks darker. And so these are very purpley. That sounds silly. This has like almost a slight browning, tawny look. These are very bright purple ruby. Yeah. You know, the extra years and possibly just this terroir, and this is made in a just entirely different place. Well, all three of these are made in different places within California. And, you know, this is in Napa, this is in Stag's Leap, this is in Lake County, and then this is Monte Rosa Sonoma. All close enough, but terroir is everything. It's just developing more in the glass. More, this has such minerality on the nose. It's not just this enormous unctuous fruit. It's got way more, and that iron quality definitely is there. Gosh, that's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if it's me tonight, but this also has a slight balsamic vinegar thing going. It could just be me, because I think that's going to fade. My nose might just be Like, it does smell less balsamic-y than this does now. I think it's just where I'm going with my nose. Let's just throw that one out as a... This has a spicy, extremely overripe cherry raspberry, and there's definitely a chocolate component here. I said dark chocolate earlier. It's more like milk chocolate. It's more like milk chocolate. Good God. Oh, that's awesome. It's just... It's different, but I'm still tasting it. There's herbs. There's a little bit of tobacco, cedar. The oak influence is there. A touch of vanilla, but it's got that... Those really ripe cherries, ripe raspberries, a touch of baking spice, like cinnamon, very ripe cherry. The iron, you can taste just a touch. It's not metallic. Tannins are there. This could age so much. Oh my God, so much longer. It's awesome. It's awesome, and it's different, and it's unique. It's. I was looking at my Carl Lawrence. That has more of an unctuous thing. This is kind of. I don't know. Hard to describe. Hard to describe, but fantastic and different. This is more on the line of restrained, but it's not really restrained. I don't want to say restrained. It's not restrained. It's big and it's bold and it's full-bodied, but it's got all these layers of flavor that are unbelievable. And it's been decanting. The other ones have not, so this might have an unfair advantage. This is definitely more of a pristine vineyard. So when we talk about terroir and vineyard, this is definitely more that has a leg up in that. The Monte Rosso vineyard probably is extremely expensive, which is why this wine just generally is more expensive. Now, Stag's Leap has their Fay Estate, which I think is amazing. I used to call it silk in a bottle. The silkiest wine I've ever had. Silkiest Napa cab I've ever had was Stag Leap Wine Cellars Fay Estate. I've had their SLV, which is the one above, and I've even had their Cask 23, which was nothing short of amazing. I had the 2003. It was unbelievably good. I got a good deal on it. Good deal back then was $135. Now I don't even know what the Cask 23 goes for. $200-300, maybe more. You know, if that was 30, 40 bucks, 30, 28 to 30, and now it's 60, that can only have gone up. Okay, I'm going to revisit these later. I'm definitely going to talk about these again after they sit a little bit. I'm going to enjoy my steak because I'm hungry. This is 13 minutes in. The steak's more than ready to be eaten. This was fun. I love these comparison type tastings. All great wines. Different price points, but all great wines. There isn't... The Obsidian tastes... no other comment. They all have their own character, which is awesome. You know, all three Cabernets, all three out of California, all three taste different. So there's a takeaway from this video, that even within California, even within the same grape, it does not taste the same. Terroir, where they're made, who made them, the way they made them, the way they treated them, the way they vinified them, they all taste different. They're all great in their own ways, and that's it.